So I'm going to walk you through the sick little games that the mainstream media plays on a daily and weekly basis. This was a story that was all over about a 12-year-old little girl who claimed that her dreadlocks got cut off by little boys, and it just so happened to be at a Christian school that Mike Pence's wife works at. In the allegation, the little girl was black and the little boys were white. Here's how the New York Times reported it a few days ago. Black Virginia girl says white classmates cut her dreadlocks on playground. The police said that they were investigating a report by 12-year-old Amari Allen that 3 white students forcibly cut portions of her hair at their Christian school. And you can see the thumbnail is a very viral thumbnail of her or a different girl, I'm not sure if that's her, with her dreadlocks and a sad look on her face. White, black, Christian, Mike Pence's wife. The perfect story for the mainstream media to fuel a racially divisive, anti-Christian, anti-conservative, white, black narrative that they love to do. A few days later, the truth came out. Virginia girl recants story of boys cutting off her dreadlocks. The 12-year-old girl's story drew national headlines in a police investigation last week. Her family has apologized. So magically when the truth comes out, black is removed, white is removed, and you can see that picture of the school is much less viral than the picture of the girl with dreadlocks. They do this all the time. They change the headline, they change the thumbnail to things that are harder to share and will get way less engagement on social media. These are the sick little twisted games that they play, and I know a lot of people just assume that mainstream media, oh, it's the Washington Post, oh, it's the New York Times. They would never do that. I mean, they're very trusted journalists. They're really not. It's really sad. From somebody who seeks the truth, these people not only don't care about the truth, they're so far up their own behinds with their own ideas and their own politics that they not only don't care about the truth, but they actively subvert the truth, cover up the truth, hide the truth, and push their narrative and their agenda at all costs, at any cost. You've probably seen this picture of the Time magazine cover and this viral image that was perhaps one of the most popular images on the internet last year. After it was used as propaganda to make Trump look racist or anti-Mexican, they finally admitted that this girl was actually never separated from her mother at the border. In fact, the only parent-child separation that happened, according to the father in Honduras, who by the way had a very high-paying job. I know a lot of people say, oh, they're all seeking asylum. She left a husband with a high-paying job, didn't tell him, according to his report. She has multiple other children that she left behind in Honduras. 2 come towards the border by paying a smuggler with her kid, who was never separated from her. But that didn't stop Time magazine, other news networks, and celebrities on Instagram from exploiting this little girl and this photo. I'm doing a whole animated video about this soon, so I'm not going to say too much. Let's look at another headline. NBC. Key Greenland glacier growing again after shrinking for years, NASA study shows. That was kind of a surprise. Well, of course that was a surprise to people who constantly lie about how planet Earth and glaciers work. When your head's so far up your own behind and you lie and push your agenda instead of studying the science that you claim to study, then yes, it'll be a surprise to you. But they only care about science until the ice cores and the data from 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago doesn't line up with their narrative. Then all of a sudden, they scrap, omit, or ignore all of that information. Here's one from this week. Eat less red meat, scientists said. Now some believe that that was bad advice. How do they not know this? I thought that the science was settled. That's what they always tell me. The science is settled. How are they switching their opinion? I mean, I don't know what to believe anymore. Would the government, the media, and politicians ever lie to us about health? I don't know. Let's look at the food pyramid. Have you ever heard a health expert in the modern era tell you to eat 6 to 11 servings of bread, cereal, rice, and pasta before? Look at the ingredients in cereal, especially the cereals that they marketed heavily to us in the 1990s. And I would say it's pretty terrible for your health to do what they said, eat 6 to 11 a day. But that's a different story. I'm sure the science is settled and, they would never, scientists would never lie. The government would never lie. Now on a lighter note, just because I think it's hilarious, let's look at Obama's brother, Malik Obama, tweeted General Malik Thought Patrol with a Make America Great Again. I just thought that was funny. It really doesn't have anything to do with anything. Just thought maybe you'd want to laugh. Hopefully this video showed you how the media can not only lie, but push a racially divisive narrative, a narrative against certain religions and political groups, and then when the truth comes out, they get a lot less bullish about it. Keep an eye out. Make sure you have a keen eye regardless if it's right-wing news or left-wing news. Mainstream news, independent news, or your favorite theorist on YouTube, you got to really keep your eyes peeled because unfortunately, there's not a lot of people who like to be 100% sure about what they're saying or at least tell you that they're not sure. Most of the time, they just blast anything that agrees with their narrative or their agenda and refuse to fact check or consider other evidence that might go against what they originally said. Have a good week. I'll be back soon with more videos.